unboxing of Max Payne series for the Xbox 360. I purchased this at GameStop for a grand total of $63.78, and you would be asking yourself, how did you get it for less than $107? Well, I went to Best Buy and I had multiple coupons for the games Deadliest Warriors and Dragon Age. So I purchased 3 copies of Dragon Age, 4 copies of Deadliest Warriors, and that cost me $37.38. Then I went to GameStop, and then I converted it to their store credit because they had a promotion where if you trade in 7 games worth $3 or more, you get an extra $35 in store credit. And in store credit, after spending $37.38 at Best Buy, I got $76.25 at GameStop store credit. So if you do the math there, I nearly doubled my money. The game normally costs $107 or $100 plus tax. Fortunately, you're not charged tax in the Power Up Rewards card, which you can add money to if you trade in games. And therefore, the remainder I paid for the game and the amount of money I spent on purchasing the games at Best Buy, which I utilized to convert to store credit at GameStop to get a net gain in GameStop currency, cost me a grand total of $63.78. And I've heard about people doing this in the past where they go to Blockbuster, they buy $200 worth of games and then they trade them in at GameStop for $600 worth of store credit. I heard about that at Cheap Ass Gamer. At Cheap Ass Gamer, they have a trade-in value search bar, so GameStop is running a promotion and you could get the price lower. You could purchase a game for a price that's lower than the trade-in value, or purchase a game for a price that is lower than the promotion, and it's worthwhile to purchase games to trade them in. Alright, so let's finally get to the unboxing, and this game was released 2 months ago, I think on May 15th, 2012. So for $63.78, it wasn't the worst deal in the world. Just make sure that when you trade in games, you're not taking a loss, and you need to get the profit back from either the trade-in value or from the promotion, or ideally from both if possible. Unfortunately, this worked in my favor, where I converted $37.38 worth of cash into $76.25 in store credit. And then the remainder I had to pay for the game after utilizing that store credit was $26.40. That's how I get $63.78. That's the total I've laid out for the game. So just do your research so you don't waste money. And the Deadliest Warriors trade-in value changed from Wednesday to Thursday, so had I went earlier, I may have been able to save about $16, or nearly $16. Unfortunately, though, I was unaware that the trade-in value would fluctuate so rapidly by 33% decrease. Regardless, I still made a I still had a net gain on my investment, which was a profitable venture. Had I not done that, this game would have been nearly twice as much and would have costed me $107 instead of $63.78, which is a bit less than double the price. Alright, so here's the front. Here's one side. Back. And another side. I saw DSP play with Max Payne 3. Here's one end. And here's the other end, at the bottom and the top. I had the option to get it for the PS3, but I prefer the Xbox 360 version because of the party chat. The game Aliens Colonial Marines, I want to get the special edition of that game, or collector's edition, whichever edition comes with the most amount of content. I think at Best Buy did a promotion for this game where you get a $20 gift card as part of their Gamer Rewards Club, which is for free after you get the game. Alright, so I've never opened this before. But I'm showing you guys this as I see it. Here's the game. Actually, I'm not even sure this is a game. I hope I get a decent case for this. Move this back a bit. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to push this further back. And shine the light on this cardboard box in order to enhance the brightness of this video. Never mind, the game is in here. And it is still wrapped. I've never played a Max Payne game. I never paid for a Max Payne game in the past, or I've never played one. And then I've heard it's supposed to be an excellent game. Comes with a bullet keychain. Nothing left in here. Mold lines have grown on cardboard. Unfortunately, this hasn't been overrun by mold yet. Alright, so we have the game. And we have the bullet USB. There we go, there's a better bird's eye view. Here's a statue. This box is nearly the same size as the Uncharted 3 Collector's Edition box. What is this? Probably a pamphlet or something. We got pictures here. Alright. These are the pictures that the game, the collector's, the special edition of the game comes with. I wonder if there's anything on the wall. These items, I'm assuming, would be in the game. And they're probably for the Max Payne series. They're packaged in this format, which I've never seen before. There we go. Now it's repackaged. So you get some images. You may want to, if you're into that artwork, then you can hang it on the wall, I suppose. This looks like the box of a Nintendo 64 game. And on the back doesn't, the front at least does. Tape shut. I don't have anything else now. What would radius do? Use tape. Remove the tape. And rip it open. There we go. Just flash it right now. Had this game not had a special edition, I thought I would have paid any more than $20 for it. But this game essentially has already gone down to $40. Even if you buy it for $60, you get a $20 reward card. It's equivalent of paying $40 in the long run, because you could utilize that $20 reward card towards another purchase. That would have been more if you got at Best Buy because of sales tax. Unless you live in one of the 5 states that doesn't have sales tax, such as Alaska, Delaware, New Hampshire, Oregon, and Montana. These bullets, this floor displays bullets on its surface. And he's holding two guns. And he's looking towards the bottom left hand corner, it seems. I think the statue is 8.5 inches, and it has a stand. Doesn't appear to be removable. There's the back, it says made in China. Personally, I think when you compare this, the Max Payne Collector's Edition to other Collector's editions, is disappointing. For instance, hold on, I'll just get some more water. Uncharted 3 Collector's Edition came with a belt buckle, a ring, a statue. I think it also came with a book. And it may have came with a digital soundtrack. It probably didn't. The Infamous one did, Infamous 2. But they should have given you something on top of the statue that is an appealing item. For example, Uncharted 2 gave you a cabinet to store the ring and the clip, the belt buckle clip. Or you could just refer to it as a belt buckle. On the other hand, Infamous 2 Pure Edition gave you a bag that Cole uses. Star Wars Collector's Edition gave you an authentic key. On top of the soundtrack being a booklet and the statue of one of the Sith Lords. Overall, it's disappointing, but for a decent game, which I'm assuming the game is decent, and for a price of $63.78, to get 2 months after release isn't the worst deal in the world. I just wouldn't have paid $107 or $100 for this collector's edition, and I'm glad I did it. Maybe they could have given you a jacket. I know that sounds a bit extreme, but why not promote their game? Probably could have given you a jacket in China that would have cost them a very low price. Or worst case scenario, they could have passed increased costs onto the consumer if they wanted to retain the same level of profit. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Have a great day.